Welcome back to the Citizen Channel and a happy Citizen Channel today. It's always good to beat that lot from across the road, isn't it? We're going to look back at Manchester City 4, Manchester United, absolute rubbish 1, on the 6th of March 2022 at the Etihad. At last, to celebrate a win. I know we have won 1 in the last 8 meetings at the Etihad, but it just seems a long time ago. 4:30 p.m. kickoff, of course. So we're going to have a look back at a wonderful victory. I got back. My voice isn't too bad, actually. I say sometimes it holds up and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not too sure why, in all fairness. So we're going to have a look at that. Please join me for the match report. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that notification button, bust the bell notifications so all these vlogs are coming out. City past, present and forever. And please, guys, give us those thumbs up. Make an old man very, very, well, happier than he is already. I'm pretty happy, in all fairness. Obviously, I'm doing this quickly before I have to unfortunately have an early night because I'm up at 2 a.m. But I'll get this video done and then I will put it on the old YouTube for tomorrow, Monday. So I'm recording this Sunday night, but I won't have a chance to put it on Sunday night. So hopefully you'll enjoy this on the Monday anyway. Thumbs up, guys. That'd be great. Pass the word. Right, the teams. City's team. Yeah, I got one wrong, so I didn't do too bad. And to be honest with you, the one I got wrong, I was quite happy about because I thought this guy could do the business today. I think all the team did the business, didn't they? Let's be honest about it. Edison, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, KDB, Bernardo, Foden, Mahrez, and Grealish, of course. Yeah, I had Sterling. I just thought Pep would stick with Sterling, but I really did want Grealish, so I was quite happy with that. United, yeah, I have no idea if these are any good. They're pretty rubbish, aren't they? Let's be honest about it. De Gea, Telles, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Fred, McTominay, Sancho, Pogba, Elanga, and Fernandes. Yeah, the great Elanga. Yeah, he'll burn himself out if they're not careful, like all the young lads he bring through and say the world's next best player. So it sounds a bit like Liverpool, don't they? We had Michael Oliver in charge. Yeah, I don't think we had too many problems. Perhaps there was a 50-50 penalty shout in the first half, but I thought it was okay. VAR, we were quite happy with that. We did have that last-minute icing on the cake goal disallowed by the lineup, but VAR give it, so we're doing all right. But I don't think there'll be any apologies made for this one, will there? I think it was quite straightforward. So on to the match report. Yeah, a thoroughly deserved, comprehensive win for City despite a reasonably close first half, I thought. We took control of the second half early doors right from the start, and United just had no answer to City's football. We got a bit of our swagger back, certainly at 3-1, and we just took the mick and made it 4-1. I mean, it possibly could have been 5 or a nice 6-1, couldn't it, if everything had gone right? Unfortunately, it didn't. So let's have a look at this sort of timeline. We took just 5 minutes. Yeah, last year, if you remember, I think United were 1-0 up after 2 minutes, weren't they? We took a bit longer. We took 5 minutes. I think it was our first real foray. As you'd expect, I've had no chance to watch this game back. I've just had a quick look at a couple of BBC match reports and City's match report just to try and remind myself of certain things. So yeah, I think it was our first foray into the box. Some nice work by Grealish down that left-hand side. He had a good game, didn't he? Nice touch to Bernardo, who just whipped it back. Didn't really look. I mean, I think, did he know KDB was there? Possibly, but it went through Maguire's legs, I think. And of course, KDB just slotted it home. De Gea had no chance whatsoever. So 1-0 after 5 minutes. We'll take that. We're quite happy with that. United did respond. Fred found a good chance blocked by Edison. And Grealish, who was up the other end, was back clearing as well. Fantastic play, I say, back that. A great team effort today. That was 8 minutes. So they did have a chance. 18 minutes, almost 2-0, yeah. But I don't know what happened. I think De Gea sort of lost a KDB shot. And Foden and Maguire tussled for it, but obviously the foul was given against Foden, so it could have been 50-50. I've not had a chance to watch it back, guys. I don't know how it looked on telly, but obviously the shouts for a penalty were turned away anyway. And 22 minutes, yeah, United got not a totally undeserved equaliser. They did look as though they could do something moving forward, and it was a bit of a worry. And the ball, I think it was Pogba, did a great through ball. And Sancho superbly. There's United players moving different directions. I think Bruno took Walker to the left, so he sort of freed him up to a little space to have a shot, and he did a great shot just in off the post at Edison. Not really any chance to save that. You couldn't blame Edison. Just a great goal by Sancho, who I think is improving from a bit of a dodgy start for United. But it was 1-1 and possibly deserved at that stage, but wasn't long, was it? 28 minutes, City were back in front after a bit of pinball, wasn't it? Pinball in the United box. Again, a fantastic save de Gea from a Phil Foden shot, and Bernardo's effort. He was little Bernardo was trying to get a shot in, that was blocked, and then I think United's player knee and just fell for unmarked KDB, who literally didn't hit it first time. He literally nudged it slightly to give himself that little space where he could see the gap, and he just put it in, blasted it into the net, where into the more or less an open net, because De Gea would have had no chance from that distance. So 2-1. We had a bit of a medical incident in the singing section where I am in the south stand, a bit to my left, so I don't know what it was, whether it didn't look too severe. The game was only held up for 2 or 3 minutes, so that wasn't too bad. But when the game did start, I think it was only 3 minutes injury time, so that sort of sums it up, really. 40 minutes, Foden perhaps could have done better. Sort of free on the left. I think KDB fed him through, and he sort of scuffed it a little bit wide. De Gea had it covered. Obviously, it was De Gea didn't even have to dive for it because he knew it was going well wide of the left-hand post. But he perhaps could have done better with that. 42 minutes. Yes, Sancho, who got the first goal, wasted a bit of a chance. He skied a shot, didn't he? When I thought you've got to at least hit the target, and he just skied it into the back row of the family stand, I think. And that was a good United move as well. So, as I said, they hadn't played too badly that first half. 45 minutes, Mahrez almost got a third for City, but was denied by De Gea. And on the stroke of half time, John Stones at the other end was saving City with a very handy block. I mean, if we'd gone in at 2-2, that would have been very disappointing. So 2-1 at half time. Second half, I don't know what happened to United. Obviously, Rangnick's words of wisdom didn't work, did they, guys? Because I thought they came out and I thought they were pretty rubbish in the second half. City totally. We may have made a tactical change. As I say, I've not read anything that Pep said. There may have been some changes based on that first half, and Pep may have made a change. It was a totally different performance the second half. United didn't really get a chance of it. We had a chance on 50 minutes, but again, Foden skewed it a little wide. Perhaps he could have done better. 57 minutes, Mahrez reacts to a KDB free kick, but hits it over. But we'll see better from him in a minute. And of course, 68 minutes, so like 10 minutes or so later, we were rewarded with a third as KDB just floats a corner right to the back, just met by Mahrez superbly and hit sweetly. It was on target, but possibly if it hadn't took a deflection off Maguire's knee, I don't think it would have beaten De Gea, but that deflection just took it past De Gea. So 3-1, and a thoroughly deserved 3-1 lead at that time. There was no response again from United. There wasn't any response at 2-1. There wasn't one at 3-1. And the only team in it was City, and as De Gea was kept busy. They made some changes, United. I think even Lingard came on, didn't he? Well, I mean, he didn't get any big cheers from, well, if you could hear the United fans, you couldn't hear them much. But, yeah, he came on. Obviously, Rashford came on. And I think the only real danger they kept was Rashford had a couple of runs that sort of teased and turned a couple of City defenders, but that was the only time United looked as though they could get anything out of the game, get anything more out of the game. Because I think they'd pretty much given up. They'd just been outclassed, and City just had the swagger back. We had our swagger back. I say we started to take the mick. We started to cheer every ball, doing the cheers every time we made a pass, stuff like that. So the fans were loving it, the team were loving it, and the icing on the derby cake, of course. Mahrez blasts almost knocking De Gea's head off. I think he'd caught a bit of a knock before that, but obviously he was struggling to get back in position. But Mahrez, superb run. Obviously, I saw the offside flag immediately, so obviously everyone was jumping up like mad, and I said, "Oh, calm down, it's offside." But of course, we got it through VAR, and it was a superbly timed run by Mahrez in the end. So totally deserved 4-1. I mean, 5-6, 7-1 wouldn't have been undeserved by City. Superb play. Key stats, shots 24 for City with 10 on target. That's impressive. 5 for United, which probably all the first half. I'm not too sure Ederson had much to do the second half, apart from just knock it about. 5 shots from United, just 2 on target. Possession 70% for City. Pretty lethal, that. Pass completion, City's 92%. That's what we like to see from City, 92%. But stop with Stones and Laporte at the back, sort of nicely passing it around. All right, Stones made a couple of ricks, I think, but that's probably why it's such a high percentage when you've got Stones and Laporte who can just caress the ball and move it around from the back. United's pass completion, 83%. Right, on to the player ratings. Stuart Brennan, I think, for the Manchurian News, guys. Forgive me, I say I've rushed this out tonight. I think it's Stuart Brennan. It could be Mr. Bukowski. Let me just see if I've got it up here and I can tell you before we carry on whether it's... no, I haven't. Yeah, let me just have a look. I will look now, guys, live on this thing to see if it is Mr. Brennan. Yes, it is Mr. Brennan, so my apologies. I should have been confident and said it, Mr. Brennan. So Mr. Brennan's ratings, I'm going to start at 7. I was going to start a bit higher, actually. I thought, no, 7's fair enough for City. So my starting number is 7. And Stuart Brennan, I have no idea, but we'll give his thoughts first and then I'll tell you my little score. Right, Edison, a couple of sharp saves, says Stuart, but his passing was better than that of the entire United midfield. That's probably well said, Stuart. He's given him a 7. I've given him a 7.5. I don't think he had any chance with the goal. And I think he made a couple of okay saves and he was competent at the back and instilled confidence in the guys in front. So I'll give him a 7.5. Kyle Walker, Stuart said his vigorous physical style is perfect fit for the all-action derbies like this. It is. So he's given him a 7, but I've given him a 7.5. I was always glad of his pace and I thought he defended very, very well today. I'm always happy when Kyle Walker's there, especially if anyone breaks. You can always rely on him to get back. John Stones gave City more control than Diaz would, says Stuart. High praise, and was a launching pad for several attacks. Yeah, I thought Stones made a couple of little ricks, as I said early on. I might be wrong. As I say, I've not watched the game back. I remember him chastising himself for something he did wrong. So I don't think I'm far wrong. But he lacks nothing in confidence. And as I said, I thought he played pretty well. So Stuart's given him a 7. I'm going to give him the minimum 7. I'm not going to give anyone less than 7 today on the City team today. A fantastic team effort. I'm Eric Laporte. Stuart said, not afraid to mix it when needed. No, as Maguire discovered, well, Slabhead didn't have much chance, did he? And his passing was key to City's left-sided dominance. It certainly was. So he's given him a 7, Stuart. I give him a 7.5. I thought it was always around, confident display. No messing about. I was just very impressed with Laporte today. As well, we have been for most of the season. Cancelo, not always convincing in defence, says Stuart, but attacked superbly. Well, that's Cancelo, wasn't it? If that volley had gone in, well, it was a very dramatic volley, wasn't it? Stuart's given him a 7. I'll give him a 7 as well. Some bad, some good, some, as I said, defensively, not great, but he did some good stuff in defence as well. I did notice 2 or 3 little blocks he got, tackles he got him. And I say that was almost the nearly man. I call him the nearly man, don't I? Nearly scored a brilliant volley, so he nearly did anyway. On to Rodri, is it next? Rodri, we're going to Rodri. Exerted more and more control over the central areas, says Stuart. Was a vital fulcrum. There's a big word. Fulcrum of attacks. I thought Rodri played very well. Stuart's given him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7.5. It's not often I give City players more marks than Stuart does. Enjoyed himself, I think. I think this is one of his better games, and he enjoyed the battle in midfield, although United's midfield wasn't great, in all fairness. The only one who looked really dangerous, I think, was probably Pogba in little bits, not nothing special. That's why he was dragged off. Bernardo Silva, Stuart said, continues to be devilish presence on derby days, creating the first goal and causing general mayhem. So Stuart's given him an 8. I've got to give him an 8. He loves the game against United. They say he was always at it. Good assist, wasn't it, for the KDB thing? Yeah, he loved. And I don't think United like him, so that'll do for me. KDB, 2 goals and assists and surges from deep that United simply could not handle, says Stuart. Utterly brilliant. So he's given him a 9. I am going to echo that. Yeah, his best display for a long, long time. I've seen it coming because he's been putting the work rate in, but things haven't been falling for him. But absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to give him a 9 as well. Stunning from KDB. Riyad Mahrez, Stuart said, felt left out by City's left side preference, so he weighed in with 2 excellent goals. Yeah, I think the first half, I thought he might have got more involved, but as I said, we weren't really coming down that side. I mean, Stuart's given him a 9. I've given him an 8.5. I've given him an 8.5 for 2 great goals and a great second half. But as I said, it did take him a little while to get going. He didn't show much in that first half, but then again, most of City's danger was down the left-hand side. Jack Grealish, well, this is probably why. This was a player City paid £100 million for, says Stuart. Dynamic, deliberate, intelligent. That's not alliteration. Well, almost. Did everything but score. So Stuart's given him a 9. I've given him again, like Mr. Mahrez, 8.5. Say, even though he didn't score, I thought he enjoyed it. I thought I'm sure I said in my preview, I just thought he'd enjoy it again. I certainly said on a couple of other pods, pre-match pods, that he would enjoy it playing against United, and I think he did. And he was pivotal to a lot of good stuff down our left-hand side, which is where City looked really lively and dangerous. Phil Foden, his ball juggling for the second goal was exquisite, said Stuart, and he led Maguire a merry dance throughout. So he's given him an 8. I'd give him an 8.5. I thought it was excellent. I thought another one who loves playing United. Say, all right, he had a couple of scuff shots, but he did more than enough to warrant a good score. So I said, I'm going to give him 8.5. He was always at it. And Ilkay Gundogan just the one substitute for De Bruyne on 80 minutes. So I'm not with no mark for him, but I thought he played okay when he came on. So our overall record at home against that lot, we played 83, now won 27, drawn 25. We still lost 31, so we're still in a minus. Hopefully we can improve that. As I said, that's only going into a minus because of our recent displays. I think it would have been into a plus up to the last few years, which is weird, seeing as how good we are at the moment. But on the goal side, we've scored 120 and only let 108 in, so we are better on goals, even though we haven't won as many. But that'll hopefully carry on going up for the time being. And United going forward, not that we give a monkey's uncle, do we really? Give a toss if you want to use the vernacular. I mean, Arsenal have nicked their 4th spot now. They're down in 5th. I think it will take, based on what we saw today, a minor miracle for them to get top 4. If Arsenal don't bottle it, I don't really think. I think the other teams could bottle it. People like Tottenham and West Ham will probably bottle it, but hopefully Arsenal can keep ticking along and keep getting enough points to say they've still got games in hand on United as well, and they're still above them, so that's a good sign. So it will take a bit of a minor miracle for United to get top 4, which is all well and good. That's what we like to see. So yeah, a bit like two teams today. I say for a little of that the first half. Perhaps I thought City played okay, but I think United matched us certainly for a while in that first half, and it was just that second half performance. As I said, I'm sure we may have made a tactical switch, we may have upped our game a little bit, but they just didn't seem that interested for the second half. It's as though someone had said to him, well, throw the game. You're 2-1 down. As long as you don't score a goal, you'll lose this, and we'll put some extra in your pay package, because they just seemed to down tools to me in that second half. United players, they were totally outclassed by City. But I don't take anything away from City. It's just the sheer power of City that we just wore them down in that first, and they were too tired in the second half. I'm not too sure, but they were pretty poor, weren't they? The second half, very poor. But for me, long may it continue. I don't mind the bang average. I'm being nice there with my choice of words. They are bang average. They finish 5th to 6th in the league. That's pretty bang average, isn't it? And long may it continue. City going forward, yeah, we've got obviously a Champions League game, which should be comfortable. He's not going to play loads of kids. He'll still play the 4 or 5 of the first teamers who were on the bench, but he will have to play some of the regulars as well. So we're going to have to be careful injury-wise, especially with Aki and Diaz still out at the moment. So we're going to have to be a bit careful. So perhaps a start at centre-half for Ferner or Walker, perhaps, in this Champions League. Possibility, that's for sure, and give either Laporte or Stones a rest. Hopefully everyone came through this game fine today. And of course then we've got the Palace game away on Monday night, which I'll be at, guys. If you're there, if you see me, come and give me a shout. But that's going to be a tough one. But we've won some important games there when we needed to, and this is like the United game. Of all those games we've lost recently, it hadn't really affected us that much. It hadn't been the be-all and end-all of beating United at the Etihad. But today, when we had to, we did. So hopefully now we have to beat Palace again. Now we have to beat them. Perhaps we will. And certainly playing like we did today, there's not many teams can live with us. So let's hope we can carry that on, as I say, as long as we come out of the Champions League game. And then, of course, we've got Southampton away and a break. So yeah, that's the biggie. Palace is the biggie. I'm not saying, obviously, 5-0 up against Sporting. If we lose that, we'll be in serious problems. But Palace is the big one. And then, obviously, we can worry about the FA Cup after that. But let's go into the break. Still top of the league and still clear of Liverpool. That's all we can ask. And for me, that was possibly City's best performance since Chelsea at home, which is a while ago now, isn't it? Was it January, the 1-0? And that was only 1-0, but we totally sort of controlled that game as well, even though it was only 1-0. And hopefully as fans and as the players, the tails will be up to see out the next 10 league games and however many games of the Champions League and FA Cup we have left to go. So hey, let's hope this talk of Liverpool's quadruple turns into talks of a treble again for us, and we gain confidence from that. So please join me next week when I look forward. Of course, from Monday there will be a preview of the Sporting game. So there'll be this is out on Monday. There'll also be a preview of the Sporting game coming out the same day. And on Tuesday, there will be an odd show, of course, on the Sporting game. And who knows what's on Wednesday, but tune in, push that button and find out, and you'll enjoy it. But what a day, guys. What a day to be a City fan. Great going in work. All right, I'm in work at 3. Start work at about 2:30 in the morning. But there's quite a few United fans there, so I will go in. I might sing the odd little ditty, might have the odd smile on my face, but it makes going in work, and then I can have a day off as well. I'm off on Tuesday, so I can enjoy myself while I am there at that ridiculous time in the morning, and I won't gloat too much, or perhaps I will. Who knows? Anyway, let me know what you thought of today, guys. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To me here again on the Citizen channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Only one thing, please. Stay safe, please. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.